call. Okay, so just a couple of things while we're waiting for a few more people to join. So afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all well. Coming out of lockdown now, it's all been an interesting time, hasn't it? And it's certainly spurred me on to taking my business a little bit more seriously over the last few months. Because initially it was like, you know, I think I was in denial. I was thinking, you know, this lockdown thing is never going to happen. And then all of a sudden, you know, it was like everyone's got to stop and listen to Boris on the TV. And I was like, what? What do you mean we've got to stop at home? We can't go and see anybody? And it completely and utterly, it just shocked me that that was actually going to happen. Because I just thought, this is what happens in other countries. It won't happen here. And it completely threw me into turmoil. And Harry rang me and he's like, just do whatever you can do and just make sure that everyone's supported and knows we've got remote scanning. And it just got me really excited about the possibility, because I think, you know, our traditional business model has always been...
Can't hear.
Who can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, if anybody can't hear me, it's because if you're...
Can't hear.
Okay, it must be something to do with your end, why you can't hear me, because everybody else can hear me. Okay, so I'm going to carry on. Yeah, so just thinking about our traditional business model was about, you know, you a practitioner, you might work from home, you might have, you know, you might have business premises, and generally, nice hair, Helen, but you can't hear me. But traditionally, you know, people have come to see us, and you know, we've done what we do, whether we use Nest or whether we use anything else. And all of a sudden, that option was taken away, and we had to suddenly get a little bit smarter with how we were going to work. And you know, thankfully, the system gives us the flexibility to be able to offer remote scanning. And I just thought, you know what, this is a really good opportunity for me to let more people know what I do, because I'm now not governed by my own geographical area. I can actually work anywhere, not just in the UK, but outside of the UK where people speak English. Perfect. Why would I not want to do that? And then there was that question, well, how...
Can't hear. Can't hear.
Emma, everybody else can hear me.
Can't hear.
Right, hang on, let me just chat what she's... Okay, can somebody do... Oh, hang on. Oh, thank you, Jane. Okay, Emma just needs to sort her own audio stuff out. Yeah, then there was that question, okay, well, I've got this great idea. How do I let people know what I'm doing? And a couple of years back, I met...
Got headphones.
I met Caroline, who we actually both turned up at the same gym. And I actually got there because of social media marketing. And the guy who was doing, whose business it was very clever. He'd obviously employed a company to do the marketing for him. And he was targeting women over a certain age who were not getting the results they wanted to get from, you know, going to a conventional PT or to a gym. And it was probably this thing kept coming up on my feed, and I was like, you know, I'm going to do something about that. And I think it took about 7 or 8 times before I actually made the phone call and booked in to go and meet him. And that's how I met Caroline, because she actually went through the same process that I did, because women of a certain age, and that's people he was targeting. So we got chatting a few months ago, and I said, look, I really need to do something with this business, because it's amazing and I know I can help lots of people. I just don't know how to reach out to them. Okay, and I know nothing or very little about social media marketing. Okay, I know how to go to a networking event, and I know how to tell people what I do. I know how to go and do a public speaking, at another event, a networking event, and show people what I do, and know how to do a sort of mind, body, spirit show. Okay, I know how to help my clients give me referrals, but I don't know how to do anything outside of that. So I've invited Caroline along today, who's been an instrumental part in helping me get onto social media. And I know if some of you are following me, you'll see some of the fantastic posts we're putting out. And I was of the opinion, like, oh, put one post out and then let's see what happens. It doesn't work like that, and it's been a really interesting journey for me. So Caroline, over to you. I'm just going to make sure everyone else is on mute so we can get going.
Okay, I'm just going to share my screen. Can you enable screen sharing for me?
I can, if I can figure out how to do that. Okay, right. Okay, you should be able to do that now.
Yes, there we go. Share. There we go. Right. Right. Hello, everybody. Nice to meet you all. I'm Caroline. So just a bit of background on me. I've got Oxygen Marketing. I've had it since 2019. I was always marketing corporate side for big corporates. Had my family, wanted to start my own thing. I did in 2009, and I've been going ever since. So what I try and do is I help small businesses put the foundations in place to help them grow. And by foundations, I mean marketing techniques. So we use traditional, which is the old school techniques, which I'll go through, but we also use a lot of the modern marketing techniques, which is like your Facebook and your LinkedIn. But the aim is to reach your audience and encourage them to engage, because that's the aim. We want to reach the people that you want to sell to, we want them to talk to you, and we want them to buy from you. So that's a little bit about me. So I just wanted to sort of talk around the changing landscape of selling, because ultimately we are trying to sell. We're trying to sell our products and our services, but obviously people don't want to be sold to. You know, your audience now have complete control over their buying journey, because they can decide how they receive your information now. So regardless of how you give the information to them, they've got a choice. So in the old days, it just used to be a phone call, an email, but now they've got all different ways that they can receive this information, and they can just pick and choose. So if you put something out on Twitter and they don't have Twitter and they don't want to receive it on Twitter, then you're not going to get through to them. So it's a very, very competitive marketplace now, and we need to cut through the noise, and we need to be following the same journey as the people that we want to sell to. So we have to learn to adapt to our audience. We need to recognise where they're going to be sitting and what they're going to want to read. You know, if we go in with all the cold, well, I call it the cold techniques, i.e. phone calls, you know, the days we picked up the phone and did telemarketing, it just isn't working anymore because people don't want to be sold to. You know, people want to be educated, they want to build confidence in you. They want someone that understands them, because everyone's got a pain point. No matter what you're selling, everybody wants it for a reason, so we call those pain points. So they want someone that really understands them. They want someone that's going to add some value. They want to be able to trust in you. And you know, they also want to build a relationship with you. So they want to talk to you. They don't want to talk to your business. They don't want to talk about your product. They want you to understand them. They have a really short attention span. So as I said, they can choose how they're sold to now. So we just need to work out how we reach your audience, the people that are going to buy from you. And we just need to be a little bit clever, engaging on what they want to hear and where they want to read it. So we basically put a process in place that matches the journey that they want to take. So traditional marketing versus modern marketing. So as I said, traditional marketing is a good old email. It could be a leaflet drop, flyer, it could be phone, it could be direct mail, popping something in the post. Modern marketing now is Facebook, it's LinkedIn, it's Instagram, and it's YouTube. They all have a place in the marketing strategy, and I'm not saying that you should only do everything online. I think you do need to have a mixture. So everything you put on Facebook can actually go into an email. You might still be able to do leaflet drops, create flyers. You can still make your phone calls. So I think it's got to be a mix of both depending on where your audience sits. So I have a client, the only way that I can reach that client is by actually putting leaflets in shop windows, because I know that everyone that goes shopping in that area, in those shops, look at the leaflets, the flyers that are stuck in the window, and that's where we get the most engagement from. So it doesn't mean that we should be using Facebook for that client. So you have to look at where your audience sits and how they want to receive the information. Then you can work out how you're going to do your marketing. It's all about keeping front of mind. People do expect to put 5 or 6 posts out on Facebook and then think, oh, well, Facebook doesn't work, does it? Because no one's bought anything from me. And that is a classic. People give up before they even start. They say it takes 7 to 10 touches before even somebody takes action, or that somebody realizes that they need you. So they might not even need that they need your service, but it's not until you put that one post out that somebody thinks, oh my gosh, I need that, will they engage. So you have to keep front of mind constantly. You have to give valuable and helpful information. So you've got to be seen to helping people, not selling. I don't advise anybody to put any sales posts up at all, because you don't need to sell. Because just by being you, being helpful, giving out information that people need, becoming an expert in your field, people will end up buying from you. You know, they want the trust. They want to build trust in you before they engage, especially if you've got a product that's quite high value. If you've got a 6-month program on a wellness program, for instance, and that program could be £1,000 to £2,000, why on earth are they going to come to you? Why will they choose you? You know, that's a lot of money, and you're not just going to sell that overnight. That's going to be a period of touches where people get to know you, build relationships, you build trust, you become the expert, and then people start to think, oh, do you know what, this person really knows me. Even though they don't know you and you don't know them, they start to feel that you understand them. And this can go across anything that you sell. This is not just, you know, health and wellness. It's not just any fitness product. It's anything. Even if you make something at home, physically make something, people will still need that. You need to make sure that you keep nudging them in the right direction so that they recognise and realise that they need it. People do buy from people. They're not buying from organisations anymore. So people buy from Caroline. They don't buy from Oxygen Marketing. They buy from me. So if I put loads of posts out under Oxygen and not from Caroline, people won't engage as much. So you've really got to be the front of your business, because people want to buy from you. They want to engage with you and build a relationship with you, not an organisation. So obviously I've started working with Helen, and you know, I'm trying to keep her front of mind, but in a very, very soft way. So you can see from just, I've got 6 posts in total, but there's 3 here, and these are just Motivation Monday posts. So every Monday Helen will put out a post, and it will be something that will help somebody or motivate somebody. So the one you can see in the middle of the screen here is, you know, stay hydrated. Water, we all know we need to drink it, probably more than we do. And then she'll give a fact. So already Helen's becoming Helen knows what she's talking about. Oh, do you know what? I don't drink enough water. No, you're right. So I'm going to hit like on that post. And because someone's hit liked on that post, Facebook, these are Facebook posts, by the way. I've only done Facebook on this activity. Facebook will then recognise that someone's liked that post. So all of a sudden, Facebook will think, Helen's really interesting. So I'm going to put her post out to a few more people that I think will be interested too. So that's not a selling post, but that will engage. People will comment on that. How much water do you drink a day? People will start to engage. They won't engage at the start because they don't know you, but as you continue, you'll find that so many people just start to comment, and that's when you comment back, and then that's when you're starting to build relationships and you're starting to engage with somebody who's interested in your content. The post to the left is just a really simple post. Helen is just sitting in her garden reading a book. But again, you know, we've positioned it as feeding your mind with motivational and inspirational books, quotes and video clips, a great way to start the day. You know, it's motivation, it's inspiration. That would have got a lot of traction because people will recognise that. and people will start bonding with Helen because they might sit and read books, so they might comment on what books they're reading today. So it's just about thinking about your content as well. So you need to add value. Then obviously the other post on the right hand side is benefits of lemon juice. So it's all stuff that Helen is trying to educate her audience with, and she's trying to help. We do Wellness Wednesday posts. So every Wednesday we will try and give somebody a tip that helps with their wellness. So of course, that's really engaging because the Wellness Wednesday hashtag across social is massive. You know, people do want to learn. They want to learn about their wellness. So any tips around that, people will engage with. And then probably the only sales post that we've done is to download Helen's ebook. But again, it's not a pressure, it's not a sales technique. It's a sales technique for us, but they won't recognise it as being a sales technique. We want them to download the ebook because we actually want their email address. You know, well, this post had nothing to do with trying to help anybody. It was just, we need your email address so that we can then communicate with you. But they won't know that because, again, it's Helen trying to add value. She's giving away something free. She's giving away an ebook, which is going to benefit them. So again, Helen is helping. So it all helps with the engagement. I did a quick check on the success of all the posts that we've probably done over the last 4 or 5 weeks. And as you can see, the engagement is massive. The reach is massive. The engagement is not actually that high because you can see on the top one, only 32 people, 45 people have done something around that post, either shared it or liked it. But those of you on Facebook, you'll know that when you get your feed during the day, you will read things, but you won't necessarily hit like, you won't necessarily hit share, but you'll still read it. So on that top post, that was Helen sitting reading her book. 490 people she reached. So that post has gone in front of 490 people. So they have seen Helen, they have seen what she's offering, and they have seen what kind of content that she's given. So it doesn't matter about how many people have liked it, because you might think, oh, I've only got 5 likes on that post. Well, that wasn't worth doing, was it? Well, actually it was, because if you look at your reach is really worthwhile doing because people have seen you. As I said, they're not going to engage with you. They're not going to hit like, they're not going to hit share, they're not going to comment with you until they've really gained trust and until they really, really want to engage with you and have a conversation, because they might not be ready yet. They might not even realise that they're tired because, you know, their energy levels is because of their diet, or, you know, not having enough water in drinking water each day, or not having enough sleep. They might not even realise any of that, but it's up to Helen to make them realise that they need that and that they actually need her. So you can actually see all the posts down here have got a huge reach. So every time we do a post, we know that the reach has been successful, and that's actually, they are really, really good stats because I've done some checks today. So it is worthwhile doing. So if you are on Facebook and you are on Instagram and you are on LinkedIn and you're not getting the likes that you want, you shouldn't be looking at the likes, because it's the reach you need to look at, because it's still being put in front of somebody, so people are still seeing you. I think the major thing is the planning and the consistency. There's no point putting a post up per week. Facebook want to see that your content is interesting. The more times, they call it algorithms, and Facebook determine how much reach it's going to give your post depending on the algorithms. So if you might have 500 likes on your Facebook page, but 500 people may not be seeing your posts. 10 might only be seeing your posts. And that's because people haven't taken action on your content yet. So the more time somebody stops and reads something, the more time somebody likes something, shares it or comments, it indicates to Facebook that you're interested, that you're interested and that they are interested in you. So if they see that, they love that, and they'll put your posts in front of people more. So at the start, when you start doing your social media, your engagement and your reach could be low, but that's only because you need to gain some momentum. If you've got somebody that is searching about energy levels on Google, Facebook will look at that too, and it will look to see what content you're giving around energy levels, and it will try and put it in front of that person. So it's all about consistency. You've got to plan, and you've got to make sure you're posting at least 4 times a week. And it doesn't have to be difficult stuff. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can just be basic posts. But you've got to show up. You've got to engage, because you've got to try and beat these algorithms, because Facebook, you know, is the bane of my life, is the Facebook algorithms, because you try so much to get your content in front of people, and sometimes it just doesn't work. But you know the reasons why, so you have to just try and work around it. With regards to planning, I always make sure that I and my clients plan their weekly posts. So we're not on a Monday morning thinking, oh my gosh, I've got a post today, what can I post? Because you end up just scraping around for information. You post something that's not on brand, it's not really your personality, but you think, okay, I'll just get something out there really quickly, then I know it's done. But that's wrong. You need to be thinking weeks in advance on what you're going to be saying, whether it's different topics, blog content, all the different posts. You plan it 2 weeks or a week in advance, and you schedule it, because you can schedule posts. There's apps that you can use. Facebook's got its own scheduler, so you can actually schedule posts within Facebook. So I make sure that on a Friday, all of my clients and myself, we have all the posts scheduled for the week. So we know that those posts are going to go out on certain times every day. So if you forget to do it, or you really can't think because you're really busy, you know that something's going out. It doesn't mean then that you can't post something else that day, because you can, but at least you know you've got the backbone of your content there every day, so you haven't got to worry about it. You do have to comment. Obviously, if someone does come in and comment on one of your posts, you are going to have to go on and comment back and reply to them, but at least you know that your content is there. And a good way to do it is, I use an application called Hootsuite. There's lots of them out there. They all do the same thing, but Hootsuite is, I would say, probably the easiest to use, and it gives you 3 channels free, so you don't have to pay anything. And I make sure that posts are scheduled across Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and they go out at the times when I know my audience is online. Facebook does give you that information, so we do know when our audience are online, so we know the best time to post. At the moment, the best time to post is in the morning. During lockdown, it was actually overnight, because obviously people were staying up later, and they were obviously, you know, they had the children all day. They'd probably be really hectic, children all day, and they're probably doing all of their work and their learning of a night time. So over lockdown, I was posting at night for people and for myself. Now people are getting a little bit back to normal, so now it's around 9 o'clock in the morning. I would say between 8 and 10 is prime time. So I make sure at the moment that all the posts go out around that time. Sometimes later in the evening still does work, so you don't have to do it in the morning. You can do it in the evening, but I would just sort of miss out the middle of the day at the moment, because I think life is getting a bit back to normal, and you want to make sure that your posts, you know, hit the people when you want them to hit it, so that they read it. So plan, schedule, always show up. So make sure that you're posting. I always say post Monday to Friday, and at the weekend you might want to put a bit of a personal post out to say what you're doing, where you've been, just so that it shows a bit of your personality. So that's just a really brief overview. I could go into lots of detail. I mean, I could go into how to use Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram. But I just wanted to give you an overview, really, of just really, keep in front of your mind all the time, and really be soft. Don't sell, because ultimately you will sell. The softer you are, the quicker you are going to sell. because people will not buy from you unless they've built a relationship from you, with you. If you have got any questions after this, then obviously here's all my details. By all means, just contact me on one of these channels, and I'll answer any questions that you've got. But obviously, I'm available for questions now if you'd like to ask me anything.
Okay, I'm just going to unmute everyone so that you can ask some questions. So, Caroline, thank you so much. One of the things that Caroline did mention, we were speaking earlier, I met a lady a couple of years ago at a support group I was part of, and she sent me a message. I know she's been engaging with me. She sent me a message earlier saying she's moving at the end of August, but once she's moved, can she book and come and see me? And up until posts had been going out, she didn't even know what I did. I'm like secret squirrel me. So that was quite interesting. So I think I'd unmuted everyone. If you're not unmuted, then you might need to unmute yourself. So have you got anyone got any questions for Caroline?
Yeah, hi, it's Valerie. You mentioned Hootsuite. I've never come across anything like that before. If I've understood right, it's to schedule posts, is that right?
That's right, yes. So you can schedule posts. You can schedule 30 days worth of posts.
Oh, wow.
So actually, that's wrong. You can schedule 30 posts, so they can be as long as you want them to be.
So you just download the app and then it's...
Yeah, so it is on an app on the phone, but it's also on desktop. So it depends on which way you want to use it. And it's free if you've only got your three profiles. Then it goes up to, I think, about $18.99 a month, I think, for any more, but then that gives you lots. So if you have got lots of social channels, then one thing I would say is that Facebook doesn't really like external apps, and it will penalise you slightly for your reach. Not a lot, but a little bit. Facebook wants to keep you on Facebook. It doesn't want to be taken off anywhere. So if you can schedule your posts in Facebook, then try to, because you will get a higher reach on that, because obviously you're using Facebook and Facebook loves you. Facebook doesn't like Hootsuite that much, but it won't affect your reach that much. Obviously you need to have some kind of easy working system, and Hootsuite is best because you can do it across all three.
Any questions?
Yeah, how important are hashtags? I'm not very good at using hashtags at all.
They are really important on Instagram, and they're really important on LinkedIn. I would say they're not as important on Facebook. Not many people search for the hashtags on Facebook, but I always include them just in case. So I always put about 3 hashtags on Facebook. I'll put 3 on LinkedIn, but you can put up to 30 on Instagram, and I would take advantage and use all 30.
Good.
So it's etiquette. So, and a lot of people, you'll see a lot of hashtags on Facebook posts because a lot of people have linked their Instagram to their Facebook. Also, Facebook doesn't like that, and I actually think it looks quite lazy, because you can see somebody who has actually posted on Instagram and then made it go onto Facebook. So it does make you look very lazy rather than sort of engaging. Whereas if you do them all individually, although the content's going to be the same, it just looks as though you haven't sort of planned it. So you don't need to use any more than 3 hashtags on Facebook and LinkedIn, but as Instagram goes, as many as you want, up to 30. And you want to use them as well, because you want as many people, because people will follow hashtags more on Instagram than anything else, and so you want to use them as long as they're relevant to people that you feel are going to be looking for you. Then I would use them.
Okay, if I send something out through MailChimp that then links to my Facebook and Twitter account, can I still do hashtags?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes. But there's no harm in, you don't have to put the hashtags on the actual post. You can put the hashtags in the comments. So,
okay.
So you can if you do forget to put hashtags on a post, like for MailChimp, if you do it goes onto Facebook.
Yeah.
If you then want to go on and edit the post you don't want to edit the post, you can actually just go into the comment section and add your hashtags and it still works.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
And cleverly, Facebook then think that somebody has commented on your post and then it makes you popular.
Okay, it's a bit sneaky then. I like
That's
that.
what I say, it's beating the algorithms because
Yeah,
you've got to
okay. Fine.
work
Yep.
out ways of trying to get your post in front of as many people as possible.
Yep, okay, fine. Thank you.
Come on, so somebody posted. That's you, Emma.
Sorry, I was just going to say, do you mind explaining it again? And I've never used a hashtag in my life, so exactly how is it best to make one?
Okay, so a hashtag is when you put the little hashtag, the hash sign in front of a word. And if there's 2 words or 3 words, you put the whole word, you put the 3 words together. So if it's like Wellness Wednesday, you wouldn't do Wellness space Wednesday. You'd put the 2 words together, you'd put the hashtag at the start of it. That then makes that word searchable.
Okay.
So if you click on that hashtag, you'll get everybody that has posted about Wellness Wednesday. So it's a search function. So people on Instagram will go and search for wellness. They might search, in Helen's case, energy levels, you know, diet, nutrition, and then that makes Helen's post come up.
Okay.
Also, and it can be used a bit fun as well. So if you want words to stand out,
Yes.
you don't necessarily want to be a search, it just makes the words stand out as well, because people's eyes do draw to hashtags.
Okay, so what was the you were explaining about dodging things with Valerie? You just explained something about how to use them. Sorry, it was a lot.
Yeah, so you can use the hashtags in your post.
Yeah.
But you can also put them in the comments. So
Okay.
where somebody goes and comments, you can put them in the comments section if you forget to do it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So, sorry, I'm just going to quickly jump on the back of that. So, if somebody comments on your post and then you comment back, and is it a good idea to put some hashtags in on that comment then at the end?
Yes, you can do.
Oh wow,
You can
okay.
do. But when somebody comments and you comment back, Facebook then will be in your favour because you're actually communicating. You can tell, and how these things work, I don't know. I mean, you know, I really don't know how it works. I really don't. But Facebook will know that you're engaging. So someone's commented. So yes, Helen's popular because someone's commented. Well, actually, Helen's then responded to that comment. Oh my gosh, Helen's engaging. So we like Helen because Helen's using Facebook and she's helping her audience. So it'll push your post in front of more people. So the more people you can get to comment and like and engage, Facebook thinks that you're really popular and it will start pushing your message out to others.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I like that. I mean, I'm learning so much. I mean, I've already learned so much from you anyway, but I'm actually like, oh my God, I didn't like there's all this, it must be like all this stuff going on in the back office, which is like making all this happen. And yeah, I mean, it's exciting. And it's much easier than sort of trawling around networking meetings and having to listen to other people all the time, and then they want something from you for nothing. So
yeah, and also if you think about using all the new techniques, by the time it takes you to get ready for a networking meeting, drive to the networking meeting, go to the meeting, finish the meeting, come home, you've probably lost a good part of your morning. Now, I'm not saying don't do them because they are valuable. They are valuable. But if you're doing Facebook advertising, for instance, you know, and we know, Helen, it's very cheap to do Facebook advertising. You know, you can reach a good number of people for, you know, $25, you know, over a period of weeks. So it's not a lot of money. But you know that you're going to reach the people that you want to reach. So that's why I say it's doing a mixture of it all. I don't say stop doing anything. I say continue, but you've got to look about your time and where your audience are and how you're going to reach them in the best way. That networking meeting, you might have not got any business from it, but it is word of mouth. So people do talk about you to others outside of the meeting. So you've still got to do them, but it's getting that balance really. Going to lots of networking meetings without using any of the other techniques, I would say, is wrong. I think you've got to use a bit of everything to make it successful. It's a strategy, isn't it? It's a strategy.
Yeah, it is. I think obviously all of our worlds have been thrown to somewhat, the turmoil, isn't it? And all of a sudden we've sort of everything's gone online. I've been to some networking meetings online, and after the first, 45 minutes, I've lost an element of interest, and then I realised I'm actually on here for 2 hours. Oh, it's how long this is going to take, and it's just been. I find it quite long-winded, whereas obviously meeting people in person is much more fun. I was going to ask you, when obviously I had a Facebook business page set up, and Facebook were very good at telling me, you haven't posted anything in a while, and like you haven't posted for like 95 days. I'm like, yes, I think I'm aware of that. Thank you. I've just been busy. So how important is it that people are posting through their Facebook business page rather than their own personal page?
I think that you need to have a business page because you can't do any advertising and you can't get insights from a personal page.
Okay.
So, but I wouldn't say don't use your personal page. So if you do share something on your business page, you personally should share that onto your personal feed, because you've got all your friends and family, relatives, people that know you. So, and they will spread the word, and then they will share it for you. So you should definitely have your personal page, but definitely the business page.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed I've had a lot more people wanting to be my friend on Facebook, and I always go and check that they have got we have a mutual friend before I accept, because sometimes I had an incident last week. I'll have to show this. It's so funny. I was like, this is my naivety. I can't say the word properly. Anyway, I was just being very naive, and this person, I accepted their friendship on Facebook because we had a mutual friend. I think we had 2 mutual friends, and then I got this message going, "Oh, it was a really, you're looking lovely," and I just ignored it, thinking, "Yeah, well." And next. And then this message came back in, it's commented on a photograph of, not publicly on the Facebook page, but about me and my husband at the beach last week. And so I thought I better comment back, said, "Oh yeah, people will say what a handsome couple we make, and then left it at that. Next minute he came back with, "Are you ever looking for any extras? Let me know." Oh my God. So I was like, "Oh, okay." Well, I didn't go back with that one. I just completely, I'm like, how do I block this person? So, yeah.
Unfortunately, Facebook is being used as a dating site.
Yes.
So men will randomly try and contact you and obviously ask to be your friend on your personal page. Obviously, it is your personal page. So you've got to be careful who that you accept.
Yeah.
So it's just having that happy medium, really, of who do you want on your page, who do you want to be friends with, and who you're going to accept. I'm careful who I accept on mine, because obviously I've got pictures of the children, it's my life. But some people do use their personal page as brand pages. So there's some that only use their personal page to basically say how great they are, what they're doing, who they're meeting, how successful they are. So it all depends on how you want to use it.
Yeah.
You want to block the men that want to offer you or want extras.
I didn't even want to know what extras he wanted. I just decided it wasn't what I was looking for. But it's really, I was just like, oh, right. I just wasn't expecting it, because it kind of. But I am very careful with who I accept as a friend, and making sure we do have mutual friends, because I've noticed a lot more friendships coming in. It's always the American officers.
Yes.
That I always like, no thank you, block, all the way down. I'm sure it's not just me that gets those, it's lots of them.
You're so naive. That's brilliant. I feel that's really sweet.
You haven't seen that side of me before, have you? Probably not. No, I mean, completely naivety when it comes to that. But I think it's just being I'm a complete novice at all of this, and and I want to really sort of understand how it works and making it work. And some of these little posts we put on. Initially, when I started giving Caroline copy to put on there, she's like, "This is enough for 2 weeks." and it was just one subject. And I'm like, oh, really? And it was just breaking it down into small little bite-sized pieces, because I was like, you know, giving them like, you know, a whole ebook with one comment, and people won't necessarily read that. They'll, if they just want small, well, that's interesting. Then share it with other people or tag people in and things like that. So yeah, it's been an interesting development.
Caroline, do hashtags work in a closed Facebook group?
No, you don't need to. Don't need to.
That's what I thought. Okay, fine.
Group.
Yeah.
Because the group has a really good search functionality anyway on all words.
Okay.
It's only really when you want to reach people, whereas your group you are going to reach because they're in that group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What about if you get someone to do your posting if you haven't got time or you're not very good at posting? I'm not very good at posting.
Yeah, I mean, you can, I mean, I post for Helen on her behalf. So I tell Helen what I need from her each week, and she gives me the information, and then I'll create some graphics. We did a little photo shoot for her, so we know that we've got all the graphics that we need for sort of the next 6 months. So yes, you can get someone to do it for you, and then you know it is done and it's managed. But obviously that does eat into your budget, you know, because it does cost money. So for those that can't afford to outsource it, that's why I always say, you know, there is a way that you can do it. You just got to allocate an hour on a Sunday to sit there and just schedule your post for the next 5 days.
It's thinking the content up.
Yeah, but I think I always say, if you think about your audience pain points, so think about who you're selling to and why they're going to buy from you. There's a reason why they buy from you, you know, and anyone's got a pain point for anything. And it doesn't have to be as in pain, as in hurt pain. It could be that I need a new iron because my iron's broken. That's a pain point. So just think about your audience and think about what their pain points are, and then match your services to it. Right, if you've got 5 pain points, you know that you've got 5 posts there. And you've only got to write a little paragraph. It doesn't have to be massive. I mean, in Helen's case, we'll have a pain point and Helen will write a blog, quite a long, lengthy blog, and then I just break it down. So we know from that blog, we'll get 5, 6, 7, 8 posts from.
Okay.
It's thinking about what you're going to say, and that's why you just need to plan. So of a Sunday, well, what am I going to talk about this week? Well, Monday I'm going to do this, Tuesday that, Wednesday that, and then little paragraph. Always try and include an image, because that will grab someone's attention. And same if you've got a closed group, you know, you need to plan what you're going to put in the group as well, because the group needs to be more engaged than your business page, because the group is the people that you're going to sell to, because you've got them, they're in your community, so you know you can upsell them quite easily.
Any other questions? I bet loads of you've got questions, you just don't know that you have at the moment. Jo, can I just bring you into the conversation a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. You've had some success with posting, haven't you, just recently?
Have you noticed? I've done a bit of posting, but I'm not very good at figuring out what to say. But I've done a little bit of what I've done is I've screen copied my scan as in movement, and then I've pasted it on Facebook and said, do you need to do more movement? But I've done the sell thing. Come to me and I'll look at whether you need movement or whether you need what you need, whether your hydration, whether your diet's okay. And I've said, you know, come to me for a scan. So I've kind of done a sales thing, really, what Caroline was saying not to do.
Okay, sorry, I'm sorry, Joan, I meant, I should have said Joanne rather than Joan, sorry, my fault. But no, it's interesting that that kind of like just reiterates what Caroline was saying, isn't it? And don't post a sales thing, actually you are looking for people's pain points, aren't you?
Yeah, but I find it hard to the wording for them. When you're going to say about wording, it takes me about 2 hours because I think I'll say that. Oh no, I won't. I'll say that. I'll say this. I'll say that. And I'm 2 hours thinking about what I'm going to say.
So that's where you probably need to bring in somebody that can help you with that.
I think so. Yeah.
You know, to sort of help somebody to sort of start you off and get you in it, get a process set up so you know what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I would have, you know, I could have put a post out and it would have been a very long post. And I thought, oh, no one's engaged with that. I won't bother with that again.
Yeah.
Let's try something else, because I just didn't fully understand how. Why would I know how that works? I've never done it before. You know, for me, you know, social media has always been about, you know, keeping up with family around the world and seeing what they're up to, or being horrified by, you know, pictures of my daughter on a Monday morning after she's going on a bender for the weekend. You know, a few years back, obviously, but you know, that's kind of like how I've always thought of social media. I hadn't actually, you know, really thought about advertising and, you know, and engaging with people on there. Yeah. So I'm just going to bring Joanne in now. Joanne, as we kind of, you've had some interesting developments with posting on Facebook, haven't you?
Yeah, as in, I don't actually post for sort of say Ness, but I'll try to constantly engage as in what I think is going to inspire people or what I'm enjoying doing, but with wellness. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
and you
so I do post quite a bit.
Yeah, okay.
Even if I've done a meditation in the morning and I think that, you know, it's a lovely meditation, I will then put the meditation on and post that, and then hashtag in meditation or gratitudes or, yeah, so I do post quite a lot and I do get quite a bit of business through that.
Okay. And is that on a business Facebook page or is that personal?
I generally post, I have got a business page. I generally post through Instagram that's linked in to Facebook, but hadn't thought of sharing what Caroline just said, sharing to my public post. I always just keep it to my business page, which doesn't actually get a lot of interaction. But now from this, I'll then post now from Instagram that will go directly to my business page. From there, I'll share that to my public page, which I hadn't never thought of doing that, which I think is a really great idea, because like Caroline said, then that reaches out to friends as well, not just business.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do post about 4 to 5 times a week if I think it's interesting or sort of, you know, guide people, and then that does interest people in you, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, and do you actually like have you sort of got, you know, a schedule in place that you do that like at the weekend, ready for the following week, or?
No, I don't. But that's a really, really good shout. I don't. So say if I don't know, if I do a meditation first thing, which I do, then I'll sort of get a little bit excited about how good it was, and then I will post.
Okay.
So I haven't never done a schedule, but that is a really good idea. I mainly do it in the morning. Or the other day I'd been talking to a client about affirmations and, you know, how important they are to stick with the affirmations on the mind and body screen. And then I just thought, oh, I'm going to put that out there. So I went onto Google, found something about affirmations and how important it is to do them daily, and then just uploaded that.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just from a conversation with a client, you know, making sure that they're doing their affirmations on the mind and body screen. And then I thought, oh, I'll post that. So yeah, it's just sort of inspiring people gently and what I'm enjoying.
Yeah, they're good. It is that whole thing, isn't it? Like as Karen was saying, it's actually attracting people to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they won't actually buy. They're not necessarily buying, you know, your therapy. They are buying you as a person, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. And I do upload, you know, all of these things I do enjoy. So I don't really see it as a sales thing, even though it is, because it's attracting people to you.
Yeah.
But I'm posting what I actually enjoy and what's helping me.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what comes down to it. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. Any other questions? Yeah, Jenny.
Okay. Yeah, hi. I think the thing I find so difficult, because I've been, I'm not very good at posting and putting myself forward and putting myself out there, and it just feels that I need to go quite slowly, because otherwise people will be going, oh, it's a bit weird, suddenly getting all these posts.
And of course.
So it's a matter of pacing yourself, I guess, to begin with. Do you think, Caroline? And
I think if you haven't been posting regularly, the likelihood of everybody seeing your posts is very low.
Okay.
So I would just go for it, to be honest, because the more you put out there, the more that Facebook is going to give that information to your audience. You could start off very slow, but then it's going to be a slower burn than it would be already. So I would just go for it. If you can, if you've got the content and the confidence to do it, then I would just start posting.
okay, doke.
Definitely. Because not everyone's going to see your posts. So I could be on your business page, you can post tomorrow, I might not see it, but I might not see it till Friday. So
The more posts you do, the more it builds up and the more it gets out there.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I wouldn't worry. I would just start.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it.
It's just as a thought, what about repeating sort of information? Do you think that's, you know what I mean? If you say a month later, you think that, well, some people might not have seen that, and you haven't got time perhaps to do a new thing. What do you think about repeating stuff?
You can just reshare that post.
Yeah.
So you can just reshare it and just say, oh, this morning someone brought this to mind and I thought I'd reshare this with you again. As long as you put a little sentence of why you're resharing it,
Okay.
just to remind you that you need to drink your 5 pints of water, litres of water a day. I don't know how much it is. I need to check Helen's
Be
page.
on the toilet most of the day if you drink 5.
I know. But I think it's just, you can definitely share the post, but as long as you just say it's a little reminder. Because it is hard, you're right, it is hard to think about content all the time. And there's a piece of content that you might have posted 2 months ago that you think's relevant again. So
Yeah.
absolutely you can reshare it.
Okay, thank you. Great.
Any other questions?
Would it, hi, it's me, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Hey. Would it be too pushy to, have you seen Helen's My Health?
I haven't seen the My Health. No, we haven't been able to meet in person since we went into lockdown. I've met some people, but not everyone.
Oh, there I am. I was just wondering, because this is the My Health, Caroline. I was thinking of, so I hurt my toe during lockdown. Actually, I think I might have fractured it, and it went really black and blue. And I videoed it for a little bit. And I was thinking of of posting some pictures of its progress. Anyway, I've forgotten now, so I've only done one. But would that be, because clearly I would want people to go, oh, what's that, and book in, because obviously that's the the end thing.
Yeah.
Would that be deemed as too pushy?
No, not at all, because you're showing somebody how something works. So I've actually got a post scheduled for Helen this week with the handheld. And we describe what it does and what it is, but we're not selling it. We're not saying, you can buy this for £300 or book on with me and I'm going to charge you £120 just for the session. It's showing the things that you can do with that handheld.
Okay.
So definitely, as long as you're not, it's just a way of wording it, really. Just a different way, people, you can advertise something without putting a price tag. And you can advertise something without saying contact me.
Yeah.
It's by talking about it and how it works and how it can help, or how it's helped you, or sell it.
Okay.
Well, is that the sort of thing that you actually put on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And how naivety here again. How do people find things on YouTube? Because obviously it's just millions of different video content, isn't there?
You search. So it would be the search functionality. But obviously, if you put it on YouTube, you'll have your own YouTube channel, and that will be advertised on your other social media channel. So
Right.
you'll be driving people to YouTube to watch your videos. They'll then come and like you. They'll follow you. So then they start getting all of your videos. And if you're successful, as soon as you type in, you're going to come up. As soon as you search bar, you're going to come up quite high.
Yeah.
But you know, Facebook loves video, Google loves video. So the more video you can do, the more lives you can do, Helen, the better.
Yeah, I know. I keep saying I'm going to do it. My hair's not gone quite right today. You know, it's like my roots need doing, and I just kind of like finding the excuse that there is not to do a video. And I know I always engage well with people on video. I was watching one earlier, and I said to Caroline, I said, it's a lady that we both know, and she really is, you know, ahead of her game in terms of you know, nutrition. And it was just a very short video, and she was talking about this new course that she's doing, and you know, just head over to my, you know, my website if you want more information. And it was like, it was just a very short, sweet video, and like, oh, okay, I'm going to have a look at that later. And it's that kind of, it's just our confidence, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And you know, if you can't do videos, you can always launch a podcast where you're just talking. So you know, it's just thinking about all different content, because you've all got so much to say. You're all experts in what you do, and you need to get that message out there. So YouTube, podcasting. I mean, podcasting is really, really popular at the moment, because you're just talking, you interview different people. You know, your lives, Facebook lives, Facebook video. You know, it's just thinking about all the different tactics and trying to use them and test, you know, see what works the most.
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? It does make sense. I have to go and bang my big toe now and kill it with the mum. Only joking. Yeah. Actually, did you know what? I wish, oh God, years ago, I wish I'd taken some video of my daughter, because she banged her arm against the wall. The bruise just came up straight away. I said, oh, hang on, I'll go and get my health. And she's like, oh. I said, no, seriously. And I just did it. And she would both watch the bruising witnessed it going down. She's like, where's it gone? I have no idea, but it's working, so let's just carry on. You know, like a little video like that would be great. I did
brilliant.
A video of my cat. She's passed away a few years ago now, when we first had the My Health. And I said to her, you know, you hold the My Health and I'll record, and you know, and we treated the cat. And I remember showing it at an event once. I was promoting the My Health for Ness, and I was doing this presentation, and I was kind of winging it a little bit, and a lot actually. And I got to the end, and I said, oh, I'll just show you this quick video. And this woman put her hand up at the end. She went, that's the most believable thing I've seen all night. And all it was just a quick video of the cat having a treatment, and she was absolutely loving it. And it hooked her in straight away. She's like, wow. So it is, yeah, right. I'm going to do a video tomorrow.
People want to see these things working, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that would just sell that immediately. If you saw the bruising going down your daughter's arm,
yeah, absolutely.
That would just, you know, that would just sell it, wouldn't it? They want proof. They want to. If they haven't built trust in you, they want to see it working before they purchase it from you.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Okay, well, I'm really aware it's coming up to 5 o'clock. We did just sort of say 45 minutes to an hour max. So if nobody's got any more questions, thank you very much for joining us. We are going to be sort of running some more of these, some other subjects coming up over the coming month. So if you've got any input or sort of things you'd like to hear or hear from other people, then just drop me an email and let me know. Okay, so Caroline, thank you so much. Can you just share your information back on the page as we come off the call? So your contact details, are you able to do that?
What, in the chat?
Oh yeah, do it in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. If I just pop my if I pop my email address and like my Facebook page, and you can come across and like it, and obviously you'll get some tips on there as well. Marketing, have I spelled that right? Yes, I've spelled that right. And then I'm Oxygen Marketing UK on Facebook and Instagram.
Fantastic. So you might want to screenshot that, guys. Okay, but I'll leave that up for a few minutes anyway. But Caroline, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. It's been really useful.
No, you're welcome. It's lovely to meet you all.
Yeah, and it's,
Thank you very much.
yeah, it's been a real insight for me as well. Obviously, I've been working with you, but it's been like a real insight to know what you are doing.
Yeah.
Okay. I just have to come up with the content, which doesn't seem to be an issue for me. It seems to be knowing what to do with it afterwards.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Okay, guys, have a fun.
So much. That was fantastic.
Okay,
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye. Bye, Joe.
Thought I'd gone.
Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, hang on. I think, yeah, I've just pulled the. If you managed to get the information. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
Okay.
Well done.
I think, yeah, I think everyone should have got that. Yeah, got something from that. Yeah.
Lovely.
It's interesting, isn't it? Interesting to know
And
how
we
it
can
will
hear
work.
each other this time.
Yes.
Last time I couldn't.
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to end this now. Okay, so,
Lovely.
all right
Bye.
then. Okay, bye.